Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
When one of the greatest basketball players of all time says he's watching you play, you know you're doing something extraordinary. That's exactly what happened when Larry Bird revealed that last season he watched Caitlin Clark and her team just as much as he followed his former college team, Indiana State. And if you know anything about Larry Bird, you understand he doesn't hand out praise lightly. This is someone who has seen everything in basketball, who has competed against the greatest players ever. Yet here he is making time to watch a young player who, in comparison, is only beginning her professional journey. But there's more to this than Bird simply being a fan. He sees something in Clark that reflects his own basketball journey. Think about it. Back in his era, Bird wasn't the most athletic player on the floor. He didn't jump the highest or run the fastest. What he possessed was something you can't measure, an almost magical understanding of the game. And now, decades later, he's witnessing that same brilliance in Clark's style of play. Clark isn't just making an impact in basketball, she's creating an entirely new wave. Even before playing her first professional game, Nike signed her to a $28 million deal. To put that into perspective, that's more than many NBA players earn.
Caitlin Clark is breaking television records. Again. She is breaking her own television records. Again.
She's already the biggest star in the WNBA, and she's only just getting started. But here's the reality of being in the spotlight. It's not all cheers and signatures. Some people admire you, others question you, and everyone, and I mean everyone, is watching your every move. When you compare Bird and Clark side by side, it becomes clear why he's such a strong supporter. Both share the sixth sense on the court, an ability to anticipate plays before they unfold, almost like they're reading minds while everyone else is still reading a page. They can both shoot from ranges that make coaches uneasy and defenders frustrated. But it's not just about shooting, it's about how they approach the game mentally. While most players are playing checkers, Bird and Clark are playing chess, thinking 3, 4, even 5 steps ahead. Let's break down what makes Clark's game so unique. Every time she steps onto the court, she carries that same expression all great players have, a look that says, "I belong here." And just like Bird, she compensates for not being the most athletic by being more intelligent and more skilled than everyone else. She proves that basketball isn't only about who jumps the highest or runs the fastest. It's about who thinks the quickest and executes the best. Now here's where things get even more intriguing. Steve Kerr, who understands greatness better than most, with 9 NBA championships as both a player and coach, sees something different when he watches Clark. He doesn't see Larry Bird, he sees Stephen Curry. And when you really think about it, that comparison might reveal even more about where the game is heading. Here's what Kerr said, and it's worth paying close attention. "Caitlin reminds me a lot of Stephen Curry. Many people forget that in Steph's early years, he wasn't the superstar he is today. He had to get stronger, and he had to adjust to being targeted by opponents. That's exactly what Caitlin is experiencing right now. And just like Curry during those early seasons, Clark is learning that the professional game is a completely different level. She's had incredible performances, like scoring 30 points against the Washington Mystics in a game where everything clicked. But she's also had difficult outings, like shooting just 10% against the New York Liberty. That's the reality of being a professional. You have to manage both the highs and the lows. Like Curry, Clark attempts things on the court that most players wouldn't even consider. She begins shooting the moment she crosses half court, and these aren't desperate attempts, they're calculated shots she practices daily. Her passing resembles something closer to Patrick Mahomes throwing a football than traditional basketball play. She delivers no-look passes, behind-the-back assists, and full-court throws that land perfectly in her teammates' hands. She's not just playing the game, she's redefining it. Even Curry himself can't help but admire her. Here's what the greatest shooter in NBA history had to say about Clark.
I mean, I've been watching from afar,
Yeah.
and understanding just how much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way
In another interview, he put it this way: "She plays without fear, the offense runs through her, yet she doesn't just score, she elevates everyone around her. When you watch her, She brings a level of unpredictability that teams simply can't prepare for, because it's something rarely seen. The moment she crosses half court, she's already within shooting range. Now let's talk about that shooting form, because it truly stands out. Curry highlights that whether she's shooting from 3 feet or 30 feet, her mechanics never change. It's like watching a perfectly calibrated machine. Her feet are always positioned correctly, her elbow stays at the ideal angle, and her follow-through is nearly flawless every time. That kind of consistency isn't natural. It comes from thousands of hours spent alone in the gym, taking shot after shot after shot. When Clark pulls up from the logo, something electric fills the arena. The crowd starts reacting even before the ball leaves her hands, because they sense something special is about to happen. As Curry explains, those shots do more than just add points. They crush the opponent's confidence. Think about it. How do you defend someone who can consistently score from distances most players wouldn't even attempt? Teams have tried everything to slow her down. They've assigned taller defenders, quicker defenders, doubled her, and even tried to keep the ball out of her hands entirely. But like all great players, she always finds a solution. When you can shoot from anywhere and pass like a quarterback, there's simply no perfect defensive strategy against you. Now, let's address something that's been quietly building beneath the surface. Not everyone has been ready for Clark's rapid rise. While NBA stars have embraced her talent, some WNBA players have been more reserved. And honestly, that's not unusual. Every player who has transformed the game has faced doubt. Bird experienced it, Curry went through it. Change is rarely comfortable, but it's essential for progress. Even LeBron James, who understands immense pressure better than anyone. Here's what he said: "Don't get it twisted. Caitlin Clark is going to bring incredible things to the WNBA." Coming from someone who has carried expectations since his teenage years, that kind of backing speaks volumes.
But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before.
The journey hasn't been flawless, and it isn't meant to be. That difficult game against New York, where nothing seemed to go in, is part of the process. Those moments when the game feels tougher than ever before, that's where legends are truly shaped. Every all-time great has faced it. Michael Jordan went through it, Larry Bird experienced it, Stephen Curry did as well. It's never about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond when it happens. But maybe the most meaningful part of Clark's story isn't found in statistics, highlights, or even comparisons to legends. It's about what's happening in driveways and gyms all across the country. It's about young kids, especially young girls, watching her and thinking, "I want to do that." Just like Bird inspired a generation to master their jump shots, Clark is showing today's kids that their dreams can be bigger than ever. At just 22 years old, Clark stands at a remarkable crossroads in basketball history. She plays with fundamentals that would impress past legends, yet her style clearly points toward the future of the game. We're not simply witnessing another skilled player, we're watching someone who could truly reshape how basketball is played. That's the beauty of the sport. Every so often, a player comes along who doesn't just compete, they redefine it. Bird did it with his vision and clutch shooting. Curry did it by expanding shooting range beyond imagination. And now Clark is doing the same, blending influences from the past, while adding her own unique touch. This isn't just about talent, scoring, or winning. It's about pushing limits, changing perspectives, and making us believe in something extraordinary every time she steps onto the court. And just like Bird couldn't look away from those Indiana games, we're all waiting to see what Clark does next season. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. Drop a comment below and tell us your favorite Caitlin Clark moments so far. And don't forget to share this with fellow basketball fans. Until next time, keep watching history unfold. Thanks for watching.